On a night when no one in the village could sleep, whispers filled the air about the mysterious disappearances of the most beautiful maidens. The villagers couldn't ignore the chilling darkness that blanketed the village, amplified by the moon hiding behind thick clouds. This was no ordinary night. I am Nkem, and what I witnessed that night will forever be etched in my memory. The cause of the village's anxiety was none other than Prince Obinna, the pride of Amaokwe. With a smile that radiated warmth and charm, and eyes that sparkled like the morning sun reflecting on the river, Obinna had won the admiration of every maiden in the village. The women dreamed of marrying him, dazzled by his wealth, handsomeness, and grace. But there was a secret, an ominous shadow, that clung to the prince. Something even the elders, who knew much about the village's deepest mysteries, never spoke of openly. A curse followed him like a hidden serpent in the grass. The prince's charm masked a darkness that only a few dared to notice. One by one, the maidens who pursued Prince Obinna vanished without a trace. Ada, Neka, Ifinanya, their names became mere whispers on the lips of worried families. Some villagers claimed they saw dark shadows moving in the night, while others swore they heard soft cries coming from the depths of the forest. Fear gripped everyone, but none could explain these sinister occurrences. Then came the night when everything changed, the night of the Fireflies. Glowing with an unnatural light, they floated through the village, their small bodies illuminating the path to the forbidden forest. It was said that Prince Obinna ventured there frequently, always alone. There was something about those fireflies, as if they were drawing people towards an unknown fate. Despite the terror that hung in the air, I found myself following the fireflies. My heart raced as the glow led me deeper into the forest, the trees towering overhead, blocking out the faintest light from the stars. The air was thick with menace, and the further I ventured, the more I could feel an unsettling presence. Whispers floated on the wind, soft but chilling, as though the forest itself was alive with secrets. It wasn't long before I saw them, the maidens who had disappeared. They stood eerily still in a circle, their eyes vacant and their bodies frozen.
Hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow, and you'll never miss out on more great content like this. Thanks for the support.
Prince Obinna stood at the center of the circle, his face twisted with intensity as he chanted ancient words in a language I had never heard before. The shadows around him writhed, twisting like serpents, and the air turned bitterly cold. I froze in place. My body trembled with fear, and my instincts screamed at me to turn and run. But something stopped me. My gaze fell on the prince's eyes. They were no longer the warm brown that once shone with kindness, but lifeless and cold. He looked straight at me, his hand reaching out, and an icy chill shot through my veins. "Live, or face the same fate," he whispered, his voice like a gust of wind filled with ancient malice. But I could not live. My heart ached for the maidens and for Obinna, who was no longer the man I once admired. I knew I had to do something. Gathering every ounce of courage, I stepped forward and called out his name with all the strength I had. "Obinna!" His chanting stopped abruptly, and the shadows around him recoiled as if struck. The maidens blinked, their eyes regaining focus, as if waking from a deep, haunted sleep. Prince Obinna's face twisted in pain, and he fell to his knees, clutching his chest as though something deep inside him was breaking. I remembered what the elders had once whispered:
"The curse could only be broken by an act of true love's courage."
As I approached him, I felt the weight of the forest's ancient darkness beginning to lift. The coldness in the air dissipated, and the shadows melted away. The maidens were free, and the dark spell that had bound them vanished. Obinna, kneeling before me, raised his tear-filled eyes.
"Forgive me,"
he whispered, his voice hoarse with regret.
"The curse, it consumed me. I couldn't stop it."
I knelt beside him, resting my hand on his shoulder. The weight of everything that had happened still lingered in the air, but at that moment, I knew the worst was over. We returned to the village, where the once somber atmosphere gave way to joyous celebration. The maidens were reunited with their families, and the people sang praises to the gods for breaking the dark hold on the village. Prince Obinna, though no longer the flawless figure people had idolized, was free from the curse that had haunted him. The darkness had fled, and with it, the fear that had plagued Amaokwe. In the days that followed, Obinna's heart softened. He was no longer the isolated prince who kept his secret close, but a man humbled by the love and courage of those who stood by him. Nkem and Obinna's bond grew stronger as the village celebrated not just the end of the curse but the strength that comes from facing fears and showing love in the face of danger. Amaokwe would never forget the night the Fireflies led them to the truth. They would speak of it for generations, not just as a tale of a curse lifted but as a testament to the power of love, courage, and the triumph of light over darkness. The story, Prince Obinna's Curse, teaches several important lessons. One of the key morals is the importance of courage in the face of fear. Nkem's bravery in confronting the darkness that consumes Prince Obinna and the trapped maidens shows that fear can be conquered through inner strength and determination. It also highlights the power of true love, which ultimately breaks the curse not through force or magic, but through heartfelt devotion and persistence. Another important lesson is that no one is beyond redemption. Despite being under the control of a dark curse, Prince Obinna is able to find redemption through Nkem's actions, demonstrating that even those who have fallen into darkness can find a path to forgiveness and healing. The story also illustrates the strength of community and support. The return of the maidens and the village's celebrations serve as a reminder of how powerful it can be when a community comes together in times of hardship. Additionally, the story suggests that it is essential to face one's inner demons in order to grow and find peace. Prince Obinna's journey shows that confronting one's darkness is necessary for personal freedom and transformation. Lastly, the story highlights the power of perseverance. Nkem's refusal to give up, even when faced with great danger, demonstrates how persistence and unwavering commitment can lead to overcoming great challenges and achieving a happy outcome.